Something happened in China in 2025 that caught the whole world off guard. A factory there started making a brand new kind of battery. But here is the wild part. This battery does not use lithium at all. The main stuff inside it is something so common that you probably have a box of it in your kitchen right now. It costs about $1 per pound at the store. And yet, this simple ingredient is powering a battery that does not catch fire, works in bitter cold, and can last almost 30 years of daily charging. The company behind it just landed the largest battery order anyone has ever seen. We are talking 60 gigawatt hours of capacity. To put that in perspective, that one deal is close to half of everything that company made in all of 2025 combined across every type of battery they sell. Meanwhile, American battery companies spent 3 decades betting everything on lithium. They had every chance to explore this other option. They passed on it. They called it a hobby, not a real technology. Now they are watching the ground shift under their feet in just a few months, and they did not see it coming. If you like videos like this, please hit the like button because these take a ton of work to put together and subscribe so you do not miss the next one. The story you are about to hear is about how China found a way around lithium while America was busy looking the other direction. The ingredient was hiding in plain sight the whole time. And the company that made it happen is one most Americans have never even heard of. But before we get to that company and that massive deal, you need to understand why lithium ruled the world for so long and why nobody thought anything could ever take its place. How lithium took over everything. Think back to the early 1990s. Phones were the size of bricks. Laptops weighed as much as a bowling ball. A video camera battery gave you maybe 1 hour if you were lucky. The idea of a phone that fit in your pocket and lasted all day sounded like something from a movie. Nobody could squeeze enough energy into a small enough space without making the battery so heavy it was useless. Then in 1991, a company in Japan called Sony released the first lithium battery for regular people to buy. The amount of energy packed into every pound of battery jumped to about 3 times what it was before. It happened almost overnight. Suddenly, things got smaller. Phones got smarter. Electric cars started to look like a real possibility instead of a crazy dream. The wireless earbuds people wear today, the thin laptops on every coffee shop table, the electric cars parked in driveways across America, and the power tools in garages everywhere. They all exist because of what Sony did that year. So, why did lithium work so well? It comes down to 2 simple things. First, lithium atoms are super light. You can stuff millions of them into a tiny space without adding much weight. That is exactly what you need for something that goes inside a phone or a car. Second, lithium pushes a strong current. Each atom sends more power through the wire than almost any other element can. Light and powerful. That is the perfect recipe for a battery. For 30 years, the whole world chased lithium. Billions of dollars went into digging it out of the ground in places like Australia and Chile. Factories got bigger and bigger. Prices came down year after year. Electric cars could drive farther with each new model. It seemed like lithium was the answer to every energy question, and nobody was looking for a different answer. But here is what happens when an industry finds something that works really well. The people in charge stop asking if something better might be out there. In American battery labs, questioning. Lithium was like questioning gravity. Nobody wanted to hear it. The money was flowing. The factories were humming. The cars were selling. Why mess with a good thing? That mindset is exactly what set the stage for what happened next. Because while American companies were busy perfecting lithium, someone else was quietly working on a completely different idea, and that someone else was not in America. The cracks in the lithium story were already there. The fire problems were known. The cold weather problems were written down. The supply chain issues were easy to see coming. But the profits were too good, and the momentum was too strong. Nobody wanted to rock the boat. So the industry kept going, and those cracks kept growing. To see how bad they got, you just need to look at what happened when lithium batteries met the real world in ways nobody planned for. The problems hiding inside every lithium battery. You might remember this story from 2016 even if you forgot the details. A company called Samsung made a phone called the Galaxy Note 7. Reviewers said it was the best phone ever. People lined up to buy it. Then within weeks, phones started catching fire on desks, in pockets, on airplanes while they were flying. In one scary case, a phone caught fire on a nightstand while the owner slept just 2 feet away. Samsung had to pull every single phone off the market. Airlines around the world banned them. The whole recall cost Samsung $5 billion. It was one of the most expensive product disasters ever. Most people blame Samsung for making a bad phone. But here is the part the news did not talk about much. The fire risk was not just in that one phone. It was inside every lithium battery ever built. The liquid that carries energy through a lithium battery can burn. Not just a little. It can really catch fire if the battery gets too hot, gets a hole in it, or charges too fast. And it gets worse. When one cell catches fire, it heats up the cell next to it. That cell catches fire and heats up the next one. It spreads through the whole battery pack like a row of matches going off. It happens faster than any cooling system can stop it. Engineers call this thermal runaway. Everyone else just calls it a disaster. Then there is what cold weather does to lithium. When the temperature drops below freezing, the tiny charged pieces inside a lithium battery stop flowing the way they should. They start sticking to the inside walls of the battery like little metal needles. Every time you charge the battery, those needles get a little bigger. If they get big enough, they can short out the battery from the inside, which creates heat and starts the same fire problem we just talked about. Even when the needles never get that big, cold weather still ruins your range. At the freezing point, a lithium battery loses a big chunk of its promised distance. Not because anything broke, just because the air outside got cold. For someone driving an electric car in Minnesota in January, that can mean losing more than 100 miles of range on a morning when they need every mile they can get. Every electric car owner in a cold climate knows this secret. They talk about it in parking lots and online groups. The brochures never mention it, but winter shows the truth. These were not secret problems. Engineers had written about them for years. They built better cooling systems, wrote smart software to manage the batteries, and even put heaters inside the packs to keep them warm. But none of that fixed the real issue. Lithium just does not work well in the cold. It never did. It never will. And between 2020 and 2022, the price of lithium itself went crazy, jumping to 8 times what it cost before in just 24 months, only to crash by 70% in 2023. The industry had built the future of clean energy on something that changed price like a roller coaster. American companies kept pushing lithium anyway, but across the Pacific, someone was paying attention to those cracks and was about to do something about it. The answer had been sitting right under everyone's nose for 60 years. Long before lithium became the star, scientists in the 1960s were looking at sodium, the useful part of table salt. Ford built a sodium battery in 1966, but it had to run at 300 degrees C, making it useless for cars. Then in 1972, Stanley Whittingham made a lithium battery work at room temperature, and lithium jumped ahead, never slowing down. Over the next 30 years, over $1 trillion went into lithium, while sodium was put on a shelf. The problem was that sodium atoms are 35% bigger than lithium atoms, and they cracked the graphite structure used for storage. That shut down sodium research for 40 years. American companies said no thanks, but a small team in Canada made a quiet discovery in 2000 that would eventually change everything. The discovery was hard carbon, a jumbled mess of carbon atoms with pockets just the right size to hold sodium. Unlike graphite, sodium could slide in and out thousands of times without breaking anything. The 40-year-old problem suddenly had an answer. But there was a big catch. Hard carbon soaks up moisture like a sponge, and even a tiny bit of water ruins the battery. In a factory making thousands of batteries a day, this was a huge problem that would cost billions to solve. So for 20 years, the discovery just sat there. American labs wrote papers. Japanese companies did small tests. But nobody wanted to spend the money to turn it into a real product. Potential does not build factories, but one company in China was about to take the risk that everyone else passed on. That company is CATL, based in Fujian, China. Around 2015, they decided to spend $1.5 billion over 10 years to solve the hard carbon problem while American companies kept pouring money into lithium. CATL changed the surface of the hard carbon to push water away and controlled the size of the pockets with incredible precision. The result is their sodium battery, the Naxtra. In a real electric car, it gives over 310 miles of range and charges to 80% in just 15 minutes. It can go through more than 10,000 charge cycles, lasting about 27 years with daily use. In cold weather, it holds 90% of its charge at 40 degrees C, making lithium look almost useless. And the price is the most important number. CATL makes sodium cells for about $19 per kilowatt hour, while lithium costs between $55 and $70. That is 3 times cheaper, and it landed them a 60 gigawatt-hour deal in 2025. So why did America miss the boat? The problems with lithium were not secrets. Engineers knew about the fire risk, the cold weather issues, and the supply chain risks for decades. But when a technology is working and the money is flowing, industries fall into a human trap. They stop looking for something better. American companies chose comfort over change. Chinese companies read the same papers, saw the same potential, and spent the money to make it real. Now Chinese electric cars with sodium batteries can be priced lower than American companies can match, and American power grids are being built with lithium batteries that are already being left behind. The future of energy was hiding in your salt shaker the whole time. China figured it out first, and America is now watching a new industrial revolution begin from the sidelines. The lithium era is not over, but for the first time in 30 years, the world has a real alternative, and it is not controlled by American companies.